Okay, this might be a controversial take.
Damn. She likes Star Wars. Get rid of her.
That
Shame.
doesn't surprise me that you haven't read it more.
Shame.
They have had no character
Okay,
development
fine,
to love
fine,
us.
fuck all you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jay,
And I'm Katie.
and welcome to the Mishmash.
Yep, because we're doing something.
Today's episode is the guest episode because we have to do that for class. So we have our guest here. You can't see him. He's off camera.
No, we
Cut
want
his
Roy
camera.
to be here.
Cut to his camera.
Hi, I'm Roy.
This is. Oh, you didn't have to use your last name.
I'm Roy.
Just to not dox you.
Oh my god. Jesus.
Quick message. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We apologize that the camera quality between all first 3 episodes
Or shit.
are shitty. Our cameras keep lying to us, saying that they're in 1K resolution. Then when we go to edit them, for some reason, they are grainy as
They're
shit.
the equivalent of filming underwater in a pool.
We apologize.
And then getting eaten by a shark.
After episode 3, which is this episode, this is no longer an assignment. So we no longer have any of this equipment. So our quality is either going to drop
Don't blame the equipment.
Or-
We just don't know what we're doing.
or it's going
I
to
don't
get
know what
better
I'm
somehow because we're going to find more creative ways than just using school
Roy,
equipment.
I'm sorry we're giving you excuses right now.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just here for the ride. I'm enjoying this.
Today's episode, as you may see by my desk, by Kay's desk, and also the fact that I'm holding Imperial credits, today's episode is the Star Wars episode. And our friend Roy here loves Star Wars.
I'm even an expert, if you will.
Yeah, expert as you will, as if we were on Pawn Stars.
Roy, what do you love most about Star Wars? I think that's where we should start this episode because there's so much to hate about Star Wars. Let's start off with what we love about it.
So what I love about Star Wars, honestly, is like the mythos, the mythology around it all. It's like, it's so, it speaks to everyone in a way. It's a love story really at its core, you know? Because you have like for those of you who haven't seen it, I guess we have the
For those who have not seen it.
very rare Star Wars haters.
yeah.
For you people who spend too much time watching Twilight, get a life.
Oh God, here we go.
Please, for the love of God,
We're
get a life.
we're bringing it back to that now.
But
No Twilight in this household.
Hey, no politics.
Hey, no politics. None of that in-world movie politics.
No taking off your shirt in front of the Vatican.
Oh,
Oh God.
they sparkle, no twinkle, right?
This is why I love Blade. We're bringing it back. Starting this bit again.
Vampire episode part 2.
Fun fact: I just I finally stuck it up and bought Blade Trinity, the unrated version on DVD.
Oh.
I hate the movie, but you know what? I have to complete the collection. I'm
All
gonna
roads
put
lead to
these
Blade.
down. You guys can't. I'm gonna put these down because you guys can't hear it. We can hear it. This is very loud, annoying to hear me messing with the credits. You can. They're right there.
It's
you
really
guys know.
because he's broke because he spent so much money on
Bitch.
the credits.
Bitch, look at these credits. I got them credits. I got them credits.
As you can hear by the dropping of
Assistant,
them.
can I have it back, assistant?
You know,
Thank you.
If you had those in, if you had those in 32
That's fine.
BBY, you could have
So
bought
behind the camera we have our assistant Vic, who is not
Our,
Mike's.
our unpaid intern.
Hey, bye.
Thank you.
No, don't flip off the. This is a family-friendly show.
I think you picked
Nope.
the wrong guest for a family-friendly show.
This is now I'm being friggin' hit by both 4 people. This is both.
Or I didn't do
There's
anything.
3 people in the room other than you. Do the math correctly.
This is why I'm a history major and not dealing with anything with math. Anyway, Roy, as
back-
you were saying about love stories, because clearly love's not in the air for all of us. Anyway,
So,
That's an oofy doofy.
oh my God.
ouch. But no, yeah, Star Wars at its core is a love story. You have the love of a father and his son. You have the love with Han and Leia. You know, you have
I'm kidding.
yeah.
Sorry.
You even have like the best friend type stuff. You have Luke and Han, you know, always going up to bat for each other. You have the droids who are really a married couple. I mean, let's agree. R2 and 3PO are married.
Okay, we need to talk about this droid stuff because I'm gonna be so for
I am
real.
so ready to
C-3PO
fight
and
clankers.
R2-D2 are definitely a thing. There's
yeah.
no way in hell that they're just is the Bert and Ernie from Sesame Street, but just make it Star Wars.
Let me put it this way. When we in the chronology, when we first meet them, right, in the Phantom Menace back in '99, R2 looks at 3PO, right? 3PO has none of the plating on him, and he's like,
Exposed.
"Beep, boop, you're naked," right? That's what he says to him. And that's the beginning of their bickering, right? They fall in love, whatever.
I love how that's the first line they share. Hey, you're naked.
Yeah, pretty much. But
This man said that you're naked.
yeah, he did.
I mean, he has all the angles for it anyway.
Oh my God, does he have the angles?
Have you seen the 2D where he literally like when he has the gold for the first time, it's like, come on, show it to us.
Yes, yes. What was that, like 2002?
That was like a 2002
2003,
2D
yeah,
Clone Wars series.
Yeah.
I wish we could pull up a clip, but that's probably copyrighted.
Oh yeah, yeah. The Tartakovsky.
Who
Clone
cares
Wars is a
about
little
copyright
copyrighted.
at this point?
That's cool. If you want sponsors, a 10
You
subscribers.
Okay, we cursed not even 3 minutes into this. Isn't the rule like you can't curse for the first like
30
minute?
seconds.
Oh, okay.
I've
Fuck shit.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know.
Anyway, Star Wars is just, as also a Star Wars lover, as you see, I have a Han Solo thing here, I have a book, I have movies, I have a whole display shelf.
These two people are nerds about it. It's really sad.
sad.
I'm sorry,
they
who
need
has
help.
7 wands plus whatever's at home?
Mean that.
She's got a
My
problem.
4 lightsabers, 2 DL-44 blasters, 3 Mandalorian helmets.
You have a
one-
DL. You have a DL-44.
Yeah, 1983. No, a 1983 DL-44 that they made for Return of the Jedi.
We're gonna have to talk. We're gonna have to make a back alley deal after this.
No, we're not. See, funny story. I was at Comic-Con, right? And it's Sunday. hey, we're in the outer rim here. Credits don't move like that.
Fuck. I got spice. Here you go. Here's
Oh, you have spice.
Spice.
After the show, we'll make a deal.
Show.
But no, so I made a deal with this guy at Comic Con. He's a vendor, right? It's Sunday. He's trying to unload all this product, and no, because they don't want to take back all the merchandise back home with them because it costs money to ship these collectibles back, right? So this guy wants $85 for this Han Solo blaster pistol, and I'm like,
I have one I got for $2 and I painted it.
nice. No, but this one's full black. It has like a little sticker on it, right? Just has like orange on like the trigger. Because this is the 80s. They don't care about like gun safety and stuff like that. So this guy wants $85 for it.
We're gonna breeze over that before anyone questions that. We're gonna breeze over
It
that
is
comment.
not the podcast you are looking for.
unless you want that.
This isn't unsubscribed. This is budget. Anything doing.
Anything.
This is why we have ones.
It's all legit. It's all legit. It's at
See,
Comic-Con. It's a toy.
I would have brought the blaster, but we are on a school campus.
See, me too. Me too.
Like it would have been. Maybe we'll do a second episode. This is like the baby Star Wars episode. When we do a full length one,
know what?
we'll have an office or something, or out off campus, and we'll have.
I'll
a
bring in
whole
the
setup.
lightsabers, the helmets.
Oh wait, I forgot we have the helmet up here. Hold on.
Oh yeah, we do.
Yeah, our friend made a 3D printed helmet, and
It's a little too small for a head to fit in, but it's great for decorating.
my head can fit into it.
Okay.
That's the only reason why I
You should
have
totally
it.
do a paint. You should totally do a
I'm
paint
sorry.
job on this.
Correction.
about
It's
it.
too small for a human-sized head to fit in.
Over there is baby
You know, this
Grogu.
is the wrong podcast. No baby Groot.
Ewok.
Ever since
Ewok.
Put up the image that I made. I'm putting up the image I made.
Yep.
If you,
No, not Ewok. That's mean. Jawa.
I'm going to now display a picture I made of Katie. Bam, there on the screen of her defending Andor against the stormtroopers during the Battle of Endor.
I thought you said Andor for a second. Right there,
Have
like
not watched-
Cassian Andor.
I have not watched season 2 yet.
I'm like 3 episodes
Honestly,
in.
though, by the time this episode comes out, I probably would have watched it.
It's
gonna
worth the
shift
watch.
this.
It's so far it's really good.
Oh, that's good.
You know what? I always get worried about the Star Wars shows, though. I stopped watching like anything Disney Plus has made ever since I think it was after Mandalorian season 2. So that would have been maybe around Falcon Winter Soldier. Around
Yes,
that time,
yeah.
The hell
that's
does
when
that
I
have to do with
stopped.
Star Wars?
It's
'Cause
Marvel,
it's-
Disney. It's
Oh,
all
yeah, I
Disney.
guess
It's
so.
all but everything's owned by Disney.
The House of Mouse rules all.
Exactly. Like I stopped watching it because I'm like the writing is so bad. Ever since they've started making the shows, the writing has been like not the greatest for any franchise, and it's sad. The only franchise that was really good was Moon Knight, and they have not made season 2 yet.
Okay. Who?
Give me my season. My Baby Sister's the Vampire and Moon Knight.
I can't ignore this. Who ripped ass?
It wasn't me.
That was
Whoever
not
smelt
fucking
Delta.
me. Did you fucking use the bathroom?
No.
Nose goes.
And it goes to the unpaid assistant.
Don't flip me off. I didn't say that.
I pay their bills, so.
It's the gremlin that
You have
lives
money?
under the stairs.
Where'd the credits go?
That's where the money went.
That's where the money went for our one guest.
Really, just for me.
Yeah, that's your
I feel so valuable.
our entire budget went to having a guest.
You know what? I'd like to know where that budget went because I didn't get paid for this.
Listen, I don't even have a budget for my own short films.
Same.
We just bring stuff that we find.
You know what? Who needs budget? Who needs money? Who needs credits? That's why Ray sucks.
Oh my God, no, Ray sucks because they couldn't decide how to move forward with a trilogy after one movie. Then they set a course on a path in the second movie, and then they further could not commit to that into the third movie. And let me just say it this way. The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker sounds like
Horrible.
you're listening to the two parents arguing right before the divorce in the kitchen while you're playing Just Dance on the Wii
my
upstairs.
gosh.
Jesus Christ.
It was. That was the most disappointing thing because
That's a
Force
clip.
Awakens was
That's a
such a
promotional
good movie in my opinion. Like
It
I
was.
think that was a good
It
movie.
was a good
to
movie because
start
it was
off
a new
with.
hope.
Yeah,
Well,
I loved Force Awakens up until the last 10 minutes. Well, then Finn wasn't the Jedi. Then they killed me
yeah.
for that.
Like I feel like the Finn and Poe relationship, that was the
That
best
was
part about
so
that
good.
movie.
Oh, yeah.
And then
They
Last
separated.
Jedi, they were like, okay, we're gonna give it to a new character named Rose. Who the hell? And then Rose just disappears
man.
in Rise of Skywalker. Like they literally show her like for a second, and then she just disappears.
That's what I mean.
You know what's
That's what I
fun?
mean.
Is they set up, they try to make like a love thing between the two, but before the next movie comes out, they put in a book, oh yeah, he has no interest in her.
No,
It's like,
exactly.
why?
That's it. That is the parents arguing in the kitchen downstairs. Because what happens at the end of The Last Jedi? They send out a message to the rest of the galaxy, come save us, we need help to fight the First Order, right? And then no one shows up because they lost faith in the whole thing. So they do the exact same thing in the next movie. It's just J.J. Abrams saying, I disagree with the choice they made in the last movie, so let's show them doing it again where it happens the right way. You can't do that. You have to respect what's already been written before you and made.
Yeah.
That's the problem with like the Transformers movies.
Oh.
Because he just loses complete faith in his own other movies and keeps changing the lore. Bumblebee has a voice. Now he doesn't.
That
Now he
wasn't.
does.
It wasn't the first time where Star Wars has changed their lore though, because they
Oh, God.
changed it right after the freaking prequel trilogy, which I don't like the prequel trilogy. I will
Ooh, that's
stand.
fighting words.
I will
Oh,
stand on
those are
that.
fighting
I
words.
love the originals more than I like the prequels.
See,
and my reason is I hate Phantom Menace.
what?
And I hate Clone Wars.
No,
I just
what?
can't.
That's like the best one.
I
As in
strongly
Clone Wars,
agree.
as in the show.
No, not the show.
Attack
the
of the Clones.
movies.
Attack
The-
of the Clones.
Yeah, Attack on the
Okay,
Clones.
okay.
I can't get through that trilogy because I'm like, Phantom Menace again could have been a great movie if they expanded upon what they were really talking
So
about.
you do like sand.
I'm from South Jersey,
Heresy.
but it just and then the second movie, the acting is what pulls me out of it.
Okay, I will defend the acting to death.
Me too.
He
my
literally
God.
was instructed, act like a fucking child, and he did that, and people hated him for what he was told to do.
I get why you might be saying this. You're thinking he's super wood and he's super flat, right? Anakin, right?
That's the point.
Because he is. Because he was raised by emotionally repressive monks.
Which okay,
He's supposed to be
that's
like-
fine, but then okay, I forget who plays freaking Padme.
That's Natalie Portman.
Natalie
amazing
Portman.
actress.
Okay, she's great in Black Swan.
She's great in almost everything she does.
She's great in almost everything she is, except for this trilogy.
Ain't no way.
Yeah, no. that's-
Like it is so bad, and I'm sorry, but they clearly do not have the chemistry. Over 3 movies, they don't have any chemistry, which takes me out of. Am I supposed to? Like, the Revenge of the Sith, when she goes, I love you. I'm like,
hold on, stop. You
Oh my God.
You do not badmouth Revenge of the Sith.
we don't
ever.
badmouth Revenge of the
Ever.
Sith, but I see where you're coming from.
like, I can't get emotionally invested in it. And at least with
That's because they weren't emotionally invested in the relationship because they hadn't spent enough time with each other. to be in a relationship. That's part of the story.
And then Clone Wars comes out.
Exactly.
Amazing.
How much time do Anakin and Padme spend together during the Clone Wars?
Oh, yeah.
They get
7
a weekend.
seasons.
They get a weekend with each other every 3 or 4 months because
So their
he's
passion should be stronger.
that's why they don't break up. But as the Clone Wars goes on, they realize they're diametrically opposing people. He's all right, not to get political, but like he's far more on the militaristic side. Like he only sees things in this black and white way that the Republic and the Jedi Order tell him to. She sees them in the complete other way that her education as a politician, as a senator, has made her see things. But they only have these, like, they're constantly in life and death situations with each other. It's not a healthy relationship. It's not a good one. It's not built on anything.
It's clearly not a healthy relationship at all whatsoever. But then that brings up the question of, is Obi-Wan in the right? Like, is Obi-Wan a good master?
Yeah, in what way, though?
Like, because if it is clear that Obi-Wan has more emotions than Anakin...
He doesn't.
And Obi-Wan was not ready to be a master.
That's true, yeah.
He only did it because his master Qui-Gon asked him to as his dying wish.
Yeah.
He wasn't ready to be a master. He was ready to be
Neither
a
was
knight.
Anakin, and he still got Ahsoka.
Exactly. And that's because the Jedi Order was at a point where they have this war looming over their heads now. They need to start giving people rank. They need to get fighters out on the field. That's why in the in the Ahsoka series, her series on Disney Plus,
Yeah, that was good.
which is actually pretty good.
It was
right?
okay.
I will also
I
defend the
really
Boba Fett show. It was funny.
Yes,
I liked it.
exactly.
I get why people didn't like it, but
It
come on,
wasn't
it was still fun.
It wasn't the Legends Boba Fett, but it wasn't meant to be. But on Ahsoka, we see the young Ahsoka in the flashbacks, played by Ariana Greenblatt, amazing actress, right? And it shows us that's a child. That's a child
That
in
is
the
a
war.
child.
She's 17 at the end of the Clone Wars.
Yeah,
the
she was-
Clone Wars runs
her
for
first
3 years.
her first appearance
She's
where she is
14 years
fighting and watching clones die. She is 14 years old.
Not only
watching
that-
living beings get killed and having to fight in a war.
Not just watching living beings get killed. She is older than every single clone trooper on
That
that
is.
field.
Oh, I always forget that. She's
They
really
are-
older
So
than
true.
them.
They are 13 years old at the maximum by the end of the Clone War.
End of the Clone Wars. So they're 10 years old.
At the beginning. She's
While they're
14
actually
at
fighting.
the beginning of the Clone War.
Which is also why Rex hits her with the line, experience outranks everything.
Exactly.
They've been fighting for a little bit longer. Only probably a few months longer, but
Weeks, maybe a
Maybe
month and a
weeks,
half,
maybe
because
a month.
Anakin is 20 years old at the beginning of the
Oh,
Clone
God.
Wars show. He's 19.
it's
in
crazy
Attack
to
of the
think that
Clones.
when he dies, he's only like 35.
Nope, he's 44.
Who's 44?
He's 44 because he spends 22 years in the light side of the Force and then the next 22 years in the dark side of the Force.
Wait, no, that was. Oh, no, I forgot. New Hope is he's 18. It's been 3 years. My bad.
Which that
Nope,
was
he's 19.
another
that was
reason
18.
why, like, I love the original so much because they were written well. I can emotionally connect with every single
The story
character.
was written well.
The story was-
dialogue.
Yeah, the dialogue's a different story.
It was also written at a time where that was the dialogue style in the 80s.
But I was going to Tashi
70s.
Station to pick up some power converters.
It was 70s, by the way.
Well, first one was the 70s, but
First one was
80 and 83. For
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. Like, it's just, for me, it's a better story.
I feel like this is like two Star Wars fans versus a not like a not full fan. I feel like that's how this is set up
Oh
right
my
now.
gosh.
No, Katie's a Star Wars fan. Katie is an original trilogy purist. That's all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
okay.
and that's kind of why I liked, not Rise of Skywalker.
Force Awakens.
Force Awakens. Is because
Heresy.
even though it has a lot of parallels to New Hope, it still has its own story with the characters.
Are we gonna agree that The Force Awakens is basically a New Hope fan fiction? Are we in agreement with
it's-
that?
I wouldn't say it's a fan fiction because Finn is based off of two characters from the comics.
Exactly.
That's
I think it works.
Wait, if it's based off of characters from the comics,
Who are both
fan-
Jedis.
Fan fiction,
Yeah,
then.
you're right.
If it's based off of characters, fan fiction.
No, it's
No.
not fan fiction. You know what it is? It's harkening back to that famous George Lucas quote everyone throws around now. It's like poetry. It rhymes because the same patterns happen in the galaxy with the rise and fall of the dark side and whatnot and balance. But we have the big super weapon that gets blown up in the Phantom Menace. We have the big super weapon that gets blown up in A New Hope. We have the big one that gets blown up in The Force Awakens. Now they did it again in Jedi, but
I mean, they kind of did it in the Clone Wars. They blew up the,
How many
the
times?
stations.
Yeah, a bunch of times.
A bunch of times.
Oh, was it the
And then in Rebels-
Shadow?
Umbara Umbara. Oh, don't even get me started on Umbara.
Can we just let's shift to Clone Wars a bit, because that's full of conversation. That is a fucking kids show, by the way, and you watch literal war crimes and brutal killing and death, fucking burning towns, civilians being killed, prisoners of war being murdered.
Not to promote your competition here, but I listened to this podcast. I'm not going to name drop them just for reasons, but they have they have counters on their show for like a war crime counter. They have an Anakin Skywalker bullshit counter. They have a Force user being dramatic counter and stuff like that.
Have you seen the video where it's like a compilation of the war crimes in Star Wars? It's like pretending to surrender, killing civilians.
It has to be hours.
Every episode is a fucking war crime somehow.
Oh yeah, and
Not
that's
every
why
episode.
I also liked the opening of Force Awakens, because that is literally a set genocide.
Yes,
that is literally a
100%.
genocide. They put blood on their helmets.
That was in the books, I'm pretty sure. There was Order 34 in the lore.
Well, yeah, but
Well, I guess not for the clones, but
Yeah.
like nothing. But like it's basically based off of that.
It's
'cause
based on that, yeah.
Which is just round up civilians, kill them all until the Jedi comes out.
Yeah, they clearly like did their research before making that movie,
Is
and
it
then
wrong?
just threw everything out with the
Is
rest
it wrong?
of the two
I want to
movies.
see a short or something of Order 34 by clones. Is that wrong? Because they kind of do it in the Bad Batch when Crosshair orders the new humans clones or the new outsiders to
I forgot
murder
about
civilians.
Yeah, you're right.
And then he kills one of his own guys because they wouldn't fucking do it. That's such a weird scene because he's like, I follow orders. Boom.
Right.
And the other guys that are also armed don't think, should we shoot him because he just shot our friend?
Uh-huh.
No, let's kill a civilian. Like they could have totally gotten away with killing him and not doing what he wanted because they were fully Greens, not killing.
Yeah.
But no, they're like, you know what? He makes a good point. Kill them all. Kill the civilians.
The Bad Batch gets dark.
That gets dark.
I feel like every single Star Wars show gets dark. Like
every
Rebels
Star-
got really dark in the last 2 seasons.
Unfortunately,
Jedi Knight.
Jedi Knight.
Like
the episode where not to spoil.
Unfortunately, I did not.
Can we spoil
finish.
things? Can we spoil things on this?
It's been a
yeah,
while. It's been a while.
Rebels
yeah.
has been out since 2012.
Yeah, it's been a it's
2014. It comes out
2014.
ends in 2018.
It's been a decade at this point. It's fine.
So Jedi Knight where Kanan dies.
Oh yeah, that
Is such
I've seen that episode.
and it is such a good episode. And what I really loved about Rebels is they took risks with killing their characters in the end. They killed off Kanan. They make Ezra missing, which Sabine should have gotten her own show, which is why I'm kind of mad at Ahsoka. Because she goes off with Ahsoka at the end. And then all of a sudden Sabine isn't there in like the first episode, right? Am I mistaken on that?
She's,
No, you're right.
she's through the whole show.
Yeah, she's here.
Then I don't know really, because I could not get through Ahsoka that well.
Ahsoka is a good show. Just give it a chance. I promise. You know what it is? It's Rebel season 5.
It really is. Like I've not watched full Rebels, but I've watched the first season. And
I'm
I've
also a
watched some bits
Rebels
and pieces,
purist
so-
because like I didn't grow up
Which
on
is funny
Clone Wars.
because
I
that
grew up on
technically
Rebels.
that was
Wait, hold on. If you're a Rebels purist, how don't you like the Clone Wars?
yeah, that's it.
Because
Wait, the show or the movie we're talking about?
I don't like the movie.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine. You like the show though.
I hate the movie. I love the show.
Okay.
Because I
okay,
think
okay,
the
that's
show it has really good writing, which
Yeah.
is why I like Rebels, which is why and that's what I got really scared with Ahsoka with is Ahsoka is a really good character. I got worried at the fact that I don't put Ahsoka on a pedestal.
That's a character flaw of yours.
which is perfectly fine. I don't know. Like Ahsoka is a good character. I like Ahsoka. I like the battle she has between like should I kind of understand Anakin and the scene I did see of Ahsoka was the battle between her and Vader.
From Rebels?
No,
in
from
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka.
Oh, that was amazing. That was
Which
an
was a
amazing
great
fight.
scene.
When he walks out and if thunder snaps him to Vader for a split second. That's amazing.
He's the father now, right? Of the Mortis gods, he has replaced the father.
I don't know. I don't remember. It's been a while. I don't remember that lore. I didn't watch that arc fully. I saw bits and pieces.
Oh, you're looking at me weird. Do you remember the Mortis arc from the Clone Wars?
I know what you're talking about. I
trying
just
to
don't remember the
remember
full
it.
lore.
Where we have the father, the son, and the daughter. The father's like the balance. The son is
Oh,
dark
right.
side.
Right.
The daughter's Morpheus.
No, the daughter is just the daughter, but then she has the little confor. That little owl thing that turns into Morai.
Oh yeah, Morai. Or no, isn't it Agath? What the?
No.
You know what I'm talking about though? Creepy bitch with the teeth, the space demon thing.
No. That's the mother.
Oh, that's the mother.
Abeloth.
Okay. Oh, okay, that's what I'm thinking of.
She was yeah. Oh,
Is
she's
the
a
camera
whole.
still recording?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think.
Hey,
Assistant, can you check if the numbers are still good? If that's recording, please.
Thank you, Vic.
Thank you, Vic.
Okay, cool.
Oh yeah.
As long as the red dye is still
Yeah. So where were we?
the whole myth behind.
Oh yes. So
They're basically they're gods.
For those who don't know, Roy will explain because
I can give a real good crash course on the Mortis God.
Yeah.
So you have the father. He is the balance between his two children. His daughter is the living embodiment of the light side of the Force. Her son is the living embodiment of the dark side of the Force. His fun fact: his son is also voiced by the man who voices Darth Maul in all of the animation stuff.
oh, that's dope.
Chad Whitwer, who also is the main character in Days Gone, one of my favorite zombie games ever.
And he plays Starkiller in the Force Unleashed games.
which I also
That's
played.
his intro to Star Wars as working in it, I think. But so the Mortis gods, right? You have the father; he's the embodiment of balance. Son is the embodiment of dark, and daughter is light, right? The son, the father, he pulls Anakin, Ahsoka, and Obi-Wan from their ship. He pulls them into this like big floaty planet or whatever. But he knows about the
doesn't every plant float technically?
yeah. But this one looks like a giant D8.
All the ones who don't get blow up. The fact that so many planets get blow up throughout the entirety of every Star Wars
Yes.
series.
That's why so many desert planets exist, because they've all been glassed.
Oh yeah, that's lore.
That's good
Tatooine.
lore.
Yeah.
Tatooine was supposed to be a nice place, and
Tatooine was an ocean planet.
it's a fucking ocean. Bro,
Damn.
we needed more
Cough,
ocean.
cough, Camino.
We needed more ocean planets. We had Camino. We had the other one where all the
Send Jar Jar Binks.
where all the Moncali were, and the
Yeah.
that
well,
arc.
that's Moncala.
Yeah, that arc.
Yeah, that was Moncala.
That was a fun arc. I don't know why. Recently, I've been really into like deep sea horror. Not watching it because God, I don't need those.
Have you played Knights of the Old Republic?
I have not. I've played Old Republic though.
Play Knights of the Old Republic. You go to Manan. It's an aquatic planet.
Imagine a dark aquatic planet. How terrifying that would
you go
be.
down there, it becomes a horror movie.
Jesus. There needs to be a horror Minecraft.
Chicken jockey.
Lava.
Chicken.
That whole sequence was scary. The fact that they just murdered a chicken
That's okay.
and children were in
know
the
the lore.
audience.
By the way, that lava chicken scene. That's a normal thing players do.
Are you kidding me?
No, that's very normal.
Day
And
3
they
of
call
playing
Sims players
Minecraft.
psychopaths.
Day 3 of playing
Well, we are,
Minecraft.
but-
I figured out what creative mode was. I got an egg and I put a chicken in a nice little enclosure, and then I just started pouring lava on him to see what would happen.
Minecraft, everybody.
I mean, this is you run out of things to do after you've been playing a few hours, you know.
So you went, let's see if we could burn this chicken alive.
I
Yes.
went into create.
So you pulled an Anakin?
No. Here's the thing. I didn't go straight to the chicken. What I did was I first went into creative mode, got a fishing line, and then I start flying, right? But
Okay.
I'm hovering over the ground.
Okay.
I get a villager on the fishing line, and
Oh,
I fly straight up, and then I fish him up into the air, right? So he launches up into the skybox, and then I just dive straight down, and I put a water bucket down, right? So it makes a nice big thing, right? He's supposed to land on the water, but he goes so far
How
off
does
to the
that
side
have to
that
do
he's
with the
like-
chicken?
Oh, because then I did it with the chicken too. But the chicken,
God!
the chicken flaps his wings on the way down, so he doesn't take any fall damage.
This is supposed to be a Star Wars episode, and we just diverted to Minecraft. Well,
Okay,
hey,
okay.
Minecraft has Star Wars mods, and it has the official Star Wars.
Yeah, I actually
collab
have
stuff.
that pack. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't, unfortunately.
It's fun. All right, so the Mortis gods, yes.
Oh my
Wait, are we going back to that? Or going back to the water? So what I was actually trying to say:
ADHD is
Star
so
Wars
prevalent.
horror movies. Okay, we need those.
Yeah.
Fucking the Blackwing.
Oh
virus,
yes, Project Blackwing.
Project Blackwing
with the Death Troopers.
Yes. Honestly, the Ewoks.
Ewok Hunt on Battlefront 2.
Hell
if you
yeah.
haven't played it, play it.
Play it. It's
Terrifying.
It's terrifying. Imagine,
My people stalk
imagine
people in
this
the
thing chasing you around with fireflies and a spear.
Oh my.
I can be scary. Yes.
And then all the other viruses that are technically throughout the universe too. There's
And the
all-
witch-
The
Witchcraft
Blue
in Star
Shadow
Wars.
virus in the Clone Wars. Ooh. When we see Anakin showing some serious dark side signs, by the way.
Yeah.
That and the Mandalore plot where they're on Satine's ship, and those spider droids are showing up to poison everybody.
Oh my god, no, the freaking ones from that one episode when we introduced to Obi-Wan's Boo.
Yeah, Satine.
Oh, I thought you said Sabine. I'm sorry.
No, I said Sabine and then I corrected to Satine.
Yeah, but that episode was terrifying because those poor fucking clones that they fucking brutally murdered in the
You know what's
first half.
messed
Holy
up?
fuck.
You know what's messed up?
Then they uses the body
Yeah,
to
yeah.
trick them. Like, holy fuck, that's dark.
The clone trooper names throughout the Clone Wars are awful. You know what the first one? There were two clones that walked into that room, right?
Yeah.
And discovered that big giant red-eyed spider droid. You know
God,
one
that's
of
terrifying.
you know what their names were?
What?
First one is Mixer, right?
Yeah.
The second one is Red Eye.
Oh, yeah.
The clones are named after the way they're gonna die. Red Eye got killed by those red-eyed spider droids. Matchbox gets burnt up in his own cockpit alive. Jedi, even Jedi names. We have remember the Ryloth stuff going down with
with
Captain Keeley and Jedi Amagundai.
I'm gonna die. Yeah, know this stuff?
I'm not making this up.
Yeah, know this? I think I told you that one time.
Jedi Master Dai.
Yeah.
Amagundai is his
And
full
Captain
name.
Keeley. And they both die defending Ryloth.
R.I.P. Yeah.
Why?
Was that clone trooper that got cut in half on the prison episode?
Oh.
Was his name like cut up or some shit?
No, that
Imagine.
wasn't cut up.
Or not cut up, sorry, like I don't know, chop.
I think
Call
it was
him
Chop. Yeah,
He gets
he was Chop.
I don't know if that's confirmed. Well, I'll put it on screen if that's confirmed. If I find that, if I remember to do that. But God, that was brutal. That whole arc was brutal because fucking because Echo dies. Dies. That the clone that gets chopped in half. The other clone gets blasted point blank in the
Five's
face.
just having to sit there and watch it all.
Yeah, the Jedi at the end getting eaten, mauled by fucking
Even
wolves.
PL, yeah.
Yeah, like Jesus. Star Wars are so dark.
Oh man.
Like, I
Star Wars
always
is not
would-
for children.
Because it is for children.
It is for children.
It's a show
Crazy.
that doesn't talk down to its audience. It doesn't
Yeah.
underestimate these kids. It understands that kids
Oh
can
God,
take in high concepts.
I'm thinking of Umbara. that
fuck
arc.
Ponkrell.
Fuck him, bro. He puts his lightsabers away and starts fucking hand
Bodying
fighting them, snapping them over his knee like Jesus.
Ooh, that laugh that he has echoing
Yeah.
through the ooh.
I'm so glad he gets shot in the back. Which is also a war crime, by the way.
No.
War crime town.
I mean, yeah, it was a war crime, but at that point,
He was a
he is an
prisoner.
enemy combatant, and
But he was cuffed and in prison at that point.
he
though.
was, but he was also taken out by another prisoner.
That is true. So is that
because he wasn't acting in any capacity under
is
the
true.
Republic's like.
Oh God, and the way he makes that's how they kill Waxer.
Oh,
That's so sad. Fun fact, if you watch Rebels, the girl appears
Dula,
that she
yeah.
has his arm
She
plate
has his pauldron
because
on
he
there.
had her on his
And
helmet.
Shamsi
And he
Dula.
had it on his helmet when he died too, and he's
Yeah, he
crying,
did.
and you can see the girl on his helmet. That's,
and
Dave Filoni, I love you, but fuck you.
Oh my God.
Jesus, you made that so dark. It was dark enough that they're killing their
Star
own
Wars
brothers.
has taught us that relationships don't go well.
Star Wars has taught me everything I know about life.
Right? God of War taught me things about life.
Not everything has to be about God of War.
Some things have to be about Star Wars.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Kill your brothers.
So I have a question.
That's what I learned.
The fact that could be applied to so many circumstances in Star Wars. You were my
If
brother,
I had-
Anakin.
If I had a
loved
nickel
you.
for every single time a brother has died in Star Wars, I would have like 15 nickels.
That could be a drinking game.
Oh my god.
Because
All of us are 21.
Clothes count.
Oh, his brother's dying.
Luke counts.
Luke.
Are clones considered brothers though, even though they have the same DNA?
Yes.
Yeah.
They call themselves brothers.
They're brothers.
They,
Well,
That works.
except for one of them. Except for there's one that's actually sister.
Oh, yes. I forgot.
Yeah.
Omega. Oh, no, there's more.
No,
though.
no. Their sister. Her name is Sister. It's in the comics or one of the books. There's a trans clone.
Oh, yeah.
Her name is Sister. And they were like, we don't care just as long as you can keep up. Cool, okay.
You know what? I wish that the books were made canon from when
that's why I love
George
Filoni.
Lucas had the books.
That's why
George
I love
Lucas
Filoni.
never did the books, though.
That's true.
Well, he never did the books, but they were considered canon
Nope.
until Disney bought them.
No.
I thought they were
There
because
was
that's
a
where
whole complicated
the whole
rating system of canon. There was G canon, that was George's canon. Then there was I forgot what the whole listing is, but there were like 4 or 5 tiers of what is like, okay, next level is this all lines up with the movies, so we'll consider this, it could be canon. This was like Heir to the
Like the
Empire.
official novelization stuff.
Yeah, novelizations.
But they got rid of it right after Disney bought them, though.
Not all of it.
Not
if
all.
it was
they
like
picked and
direct-
It all got
choose.
it all got rebranded as Legends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they kept it in a way, because Legends doesn't just mean, oh, these are like, Star Wars property, but have no bearing anymore. Legends means all of these stories are stories told within the canon Star Wars universe. So like Heir to the Empire, those books, people in the Star Wars
So is this
know
can-
of
is,
this.
is the Galactic Phrase Book of the Travel Guide, is this canon?
Let me see this.
Go ahead.
As Roy tries to verify this,
No,
like
this
Pawn
is
Stars.
this does not say. Well, it depends on when it was published. If it would say Legends or not to begin with. Del Rey, they have a good track record.
He fucking.
This is why we asked Roy to be on
Yeah,
this
that's why
episode,
we asked him on
because
this episode.
Roy knows a lot about Star Wars to the
What
point
was
where
our first episode again?
our first episode, well, technically it was
When
vampires,
is this published?
which is like your wheelhouse.
Wait,
And then before that, it was the Meet the Host.
wait. I just realized we're. You know what? Never mind. I just had an existential crisis about our series. Never mind. You guys don't worry about it.
I can't see.
I just realized technically our first episode that you guys watched to Meet the Host is technically our first podcast episode. So this is only our second proper podcast episode,
Yeah.
though. But we're supposed to have 3, but no, we're not doing another one after this. This is the final episode, technically, for the class.
This is the
for you
final
guys. It's only
episode
number
of the
2.
class.
So then next up, we can do whatever we want. We can say whatever we want.
Yeah.
Not really.
This book doesn't.
Well, because Jay's a professional,
I am.
and I'm just history majors don't really do
2001.
anything.
2001.
This is
2001.
2001, so it would not be branded under Legends content. However, like it wouldn't have the banner yet. But
Should I just look it up?
That book is definitely 100% non-canon, barely even Legends, if anything. It's a Star Wars guidebook, you know? It's, but the stuff in there would be considered Legends in a way. So, like, it's a phrase book, right? So, let's say Mucha Shakapaka, which is set in in Knights of the Old Republic, right? If it's referenced in there, then it'll be, oh, yeah, some people in the galaxy far, far away have heard of that at some point somewhere. Someone has, right? Like the people in the cantina scene, right? They're hearing about what the Clone Wars was like before George made the movies that showed what the Clone Wars were. You know, like remember how in Heir to the Empire, this concept of the Clone Wars is more like a Blade Runner type thing. So the Clone Wars idea originally was actually clones were being used as a slave labor force, and then they had an uprising and rebellion, right?
Ooh, that's a cool idea.
And that's why there's like Sabaoth, the Dark Jedi, who's like the main antagonist aside from Thrawn. He has 2 vowels in his name as opposed to the one. So like instead of 1A, he has 2. And they would mispronounce their own name. That's how you would identify a clone from the original. So when they cloned Luke, they put 2 U's in his name, so it was Luke instead of Luke. So when they're fighting,
I forgot
each
there's a
other,
lot of cloning in like the books and
that's
stuff.
how they cloned Thrawn.
You want to know what's interesting about the whole like Legends issue? Is I looked it up just now, and apparently, like, not only is it just the books, but it's also any other series that wasn't episode 4 to 6.
Well,
So Ewok Adventures is considered Legends.
Damn it.
The original micro series of Clone Wars
yeah,
is
the
considered
Tartakovsky Clone
Legends.
Wars it's soft Legends right now. It still lines up enough with current canon because it doesn't cross over with what we know of having happened. So some bits of it do line up, some don't. So it's considered more like it's like a unreliable narrator of events, basically.
That makes perfectly sense.
so convoluted.
Ewok Adventures, when I saw it,
Yeah, no.
it was so bad.
Wait, is that the movies or the show?
The-
It was
They
it was
made
straight to
series.
TV movies.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it was like
And
the droid
first time I
show.
watched,
Oh my
the
God.
first time I watched them was in Spanish. in Costa Rica, I watched the Ewok show. I was like, what is this? Is this Star Wars? And I'm like, that's a fucking Ewok. What the hell is this? I've never seen this.
The holiday special. I think even
Oh my
that's
God,
like
the
Legends now,
holidays.
technically.
Oh my gosh.
I think that
Although
makes sense.
Chewbacca's family is still canon.
Are they?
Yeah, his family's canon, but the events
So
of
what
the
the
holiday special.
So what the
aren't.
fuck is what are they doing while he is out and about smuggling,
Fuck
and
if I know.
fighting, killing?
They're making cookies
It's-
in a tree.
Well, here's the thing: Chewie owes that life debt to Han, so he's got to stick with
Oh
it.
yeah. So they probably respect that because that's
Exactly,
that's
because
a cultural thing for them.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
We're
you know
at the-
what?
you
He
can say
doesn't. Han is dead. He has no excuse anymore.
That's true.
The Harrison Ford, like, I love Harrison Ford.
Bruh,
Harrison Ford's
his
my favorite
hate
actor.
for Star Wars his hate for George Lucas makes no fucking sense because he loves Indiana Jones. You know whose company makes that fucking movies and games and all that?
Well, it's
Disney.
LucasArts.
Lucas Arts. Who is Lucas Arts creator?
George
Fucking George Lucas. What is wrong with you?
No, you know what it is? Because he didn't have to work with George on set for Indiana Jones because it was directed by Spielberg.
Yeah, but it's still so stupid. That's like fucking
The story is by George.
Yeah.
The script is by Spielberg. I think.
Yeah,
I
but
could
it's
be wrong.
like
Indiana Jones is
you
such a
can't you
good
can't
franchise.
sit there and say I hate this one person. I want them to die.
No, he hates
Yet they-
George because he made him read lines like, now let's blow this thing and go home. Yahoo! And
That's such a
stuff
good
like
line
that.
though.
I mean,
Your mic just
It's a
cut
good
out like hell
line.
for that one.
It's a good line, but it's not what Harrison Ford is a very serious actor when it comes to things.
Yeah.
Like, he'll pick and choose. Well, like, there's a great line from Harrison Ford, which I love. And it's
Also, American
when he's-
Graffiti. I'm sorry to cut you off. American Graffiti 2, which kicked off his career. Who made that?
George freaking
So you
Lucas.
can't fucking say I hate George Lucas. I want to die when he built your entire career.
He loves
and
George.
Let you go.
When George won I forgot what award, but it was like a Lifetime Achievement Award. Harrison Ford, he spoke for it. He showed up voluntarily.
I don't know, all I hear is that he hates him.
No,
I don't think he hates George Lucas. I
He
think
hates him the same way that I'll walk up to you and you'll say something and I'll be like, I freaking hate you, Jay.
Okay, I guess it.
You know.
All right, I'm gonna pause you there. 40-minute mark. Time for a special segment, and I have it just for you.
Oh. What is your special question? Oh, we have music now?
All right. So
Budget?
since
We did it!
it's in the budget. All right. Since you are our Stars expert, I'm going to play a ship sound effect.
Oh.
And I want you to tell me what ship it is. It doesn't have to be the exact, model. Oh, it's a YT 624.
You mean YT 1300 Carillion freighter?
What a nerd. Welcome to the podcast where I'm officially no longer a nerd. This is great. I officially have a life guy.
All right. I'm gonna do two sounds just so this segment is not 3 seconds long. All right. Give me a second here. Let's see what's a ship.
As Jay
don't wanna-
patiently waits for YouTube. Thank you to the sponsor of this video, Vic. Who is sitting patiently in the corner, probably watching some YouTube.
No, I'm playing Minecraft actually.
Yeah, that makes sense. We
Okay.
all have a Minecraft server.
Try to find one that's
And,
not too obvious.
I don't know what's happening. I still don't know how to play Minecraft.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on.
Okay, this one. I think this one.
Okay, are we ready?
Scare enough. Yes.
Okay.
Fuck.
This is an ad.
Give me a second. I have an ad.
I
YouTube ad.
figured I don't recognize
Yeah,
the
let's
jingle.
see. Fuck.
Do I get a replay if I'm not sure?
Okay, this might be too obscure. Hold on.
Oh, my sweet.
It's down to
Bye,
five.
bitches.
Okay, here we go. This is kind of an easy one.
Well, that's an alarm. I know that.
Yeah. There's a lot of alarms in Star Wars.
This is a killer beat, though.
Okay, it's one of two ships.
What the?
If I'm wrong, I'm going to be so embarrassed. But
If you're wrong by the ship's emergency signal, oh.
well, I know it's not Imperial for that. That's for damn sure. They actually have a standardized one. You know, they play the Imperial one at Yankee Stadium.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Is that a Mon Cala ship?
It is not.
Okay, so then is it the Lucre Hulk droid battleship?
Holy fuck! It is the Lucre Hulk. I thought you were gonna say destroyed droid control ship. No, you went fucking Lucre Hulk, which says it. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Okay, we get another one. It's fuck.
You didn't. hold on. You didn't expect him not to know. He literally just named a whole ass ship name while you were looking up shit, and you didn't think that he would know the exact name of something.
Come on, that's what Anakin blows up in the Phantom Menace, and that's what he teaches Hardcase how to do too. That he does later on in Umbara.
Okay, here we go. Here's another alarm sound. Let's see which alarm this is, though. Fuck.
As an YouTube advertisement, please.
I hear running water. Is this on Kamina?
Here we go.
Is that a
Sorry, God.
I want to say that's the one of the Hammerhead Corvettes. No.
What
One
the
of
fuck is a Hammerhead Corvette?
remember those ships that they used in Rogue One to ram into the
Rogue One was
it
such
is-
a good
it
movie.
is
It's not one of those.
It is not.
Okay, so then is it like the Tantive 4's model ship that runner, the blockade runner type?
No. that's
Which
not.
one is it?
This is a multi-troop transport alarm.
Wait, which one?
This one's.
That's not a ship.
Oh, my bad.
That's a land transport.
That's my bad. That is my bad. Okay.
Finally, I'm in the right here.
This
is
my
great.
bad.
It's not a ship.
I'm sorry.
It gets dropped out of 2 ships because it's neither of them.
That's my bad. Okay. No, that's
And also, only droids go in that. How am I gonna know what it sounds like? And they don't
No.
show us.
Well, now
they
you
don't
know-
show us the background life
okay.
of droids.
Okay. Here we go. You gotta know this one. Come on, you gotta know this one. This one's so iconic.
Slave One.
No.
It's prequel, right?
Yes. Come on, this is so iconic.
I'm blanking right now. Is it the same sound playing over and over, or is it the same
I
ship?
think it's multiple. It's one. It's just all the sounds this vehicle makes throughout everything.
That sounded.
Somebody in a comment.
Do I get a hint?
It is used a lot during the war. Like
This is a low altitude assault transport, isn't it?
It is a Republic gunship.
Yeah, that's right.
You got it.
What nerds?
All right, that's the end of our segment.
Finally have a proper segment.
Sorry, off-cam stuff.
Off
anyways.
camera, our assistant Beck is helping us with something.
Okay,
Felt a little embarrassed there. I should have known those fast.
it's all right.
You're all good.
You got that first one on point. Second one was my fault. That one,
Was it a ship?
yeah, second one wasn't a ship. Third one,
that
there's a couple of ships that kind of make that similar sound. But
yeah, no, because it could. The Slave One has a different kind of like that oscillating sound.
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck that means. He's a music person. I don't.
That
yeah,
sound,
yeah.
you know.
I should have played. It had the seismic charts there, but I said ship. Oh, here. Let me play a seismic chart for all the fans. Let me
While
get that
we're
back
waiting.
up.
Oh yes.
So,
As we're getting into the next.
if you were to become a Jedi today, right?
Yes.
Who would you want?
Shut
to
up! I'm
be
playing the
your-
seismic charge. I'll play it for you guys. No worry.
Oh my god. Anyway, as I was saying,
Yes.
if you were to become a Jedi today, who would you want to be your master?
Am I
Like,
res-
if you could choose any Jedi
From throughout time.
throughout time, who would you do?
All right. Wait. First, let me make a short list.
A short list. Okay,
Yes.
while Roy is thinking about that, Jay, do you have anyone that you would?
What was the
Qui-Gon
question?
Jinn.
What was the question? I completely blanked out.
Oh, Lord.
I have it.
completely
Okay,
blanked.
if you were a Jedi,
Yeah.
what master would you want to have from any?
I have mine.
Okay, go for it. Go for it.
Master.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Why? I'm genuinely curious about why
Because
Qui-Gon.
he didn't care for the BS of the Jedi Council. He routinely went against them. He believed in listening to the living force and the cosmic force equally. He didn't care about bending the knee, to the whims of the Senate. He was focused more on
For the burp.
a good person, a good Jedi, right? He didn't care about all the decorum of like having his robes pleated and ironed and pressed. He shows up to trade negotiations all disheveled, because he's there to just get to the bottom of it and talk to these people. He doesn't care about all the rules and regulations around, oh, you can't free this little slave boy on Tatooine. He's like, all right, so I'm gonna start gambling with this blue flying guy, and I guess I'm gonna try to gamble for both of them. I can only get one. I'll take the kid at least, right?
Straight up gambling.
And that honestly, it goes into why like the Duel of the Fates, right? That iconic piece of music that John Williams wrote for the Phantom Menace, right? It's called Duel of the Fates because the fight where Qui-Gon Jinn, spoiler, dies.
As if that's not literally 2 decades old.
You never know.
2 decades.
I was just showing my ex Star Wars for the first time. She didn't know that Anakin was Vader.
What?
How?
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking obvious.
Yeah,
It is the most quoted line.
They literally say Anakin in the prequel.
I know. But you know what? There's no surprise that relationship didn't last. But whatever.
Damn. She likes Star Wars. Get her ever.
Yeah. It's called Duel of the Fates because if Qui-Gon is Anakin's master, Anakin lives a good life, is a good Jedi. He doesn't have all these problems he has when Obi-Wan is his master because Qui-Gon is the only one that's suited to teach this kid, right? So I would want Qui-Gon as my master because if you know what, if he is the one that would have been able to handle Anakin, problem child Skywalker, then he could definitely handle me. So
That's a good one.
Yeah. So for me, honestly, I'd take Anakin. I would.
Oh, that's a choice. I need to hear this.
You know, he loves killing younglings. This is why.
No. Because look how Ahsoka was. She was free-spirited, way deeper understanding of combat and everything. He would take her for private lessons to train beyond what the Jedi taught you. Like, it would be a fun time.
Anakin is a good combat. I would take him as a battle master.
Yeah.
I would go to him for lightsaber training.
But I feel like he wouldn't bullshit you either. Like, he wouldn't go there and say, go meditate. He'd be like, hey, this is the issue. This is what you gotta do. Because like, look at how like he went.
What you gotta do is bomb civilians.
And guess what happened?
Because look, he went up to Anakin goes up to freaking Yoda. He's like, hey, I have these nightmares about bad things. He's just like, Yoda's just like, you're fine. Like, but
So his second choice is go to the Sith Lord.
okay.
So his second choice is let's go kill one of the people on the council, and then let's go to the Sith Lord, and then for like a few years.
Look, I'm an Anakin apologist, 100%. I love Anakin. I think he's perhaps the greatest character in cinema of all time. Right?
What? Oh, okay.
Fighting words. I want to hear what she has.
That's
to
like
her
that's
oppose.
an interesting take.
I want to hear your opposing.
He is the
coming to
greatest. He is a Shakespearean tragedy in 3 parts. Star Wars is the story of the rise, fall, redemption, and legacy of Anakin Skywalker. And he's such a nuanced character. The movies don't necessarily get the nuance onto the screen in the right way, but between the books, comics, shows, and movies, there's so many layers to this character.
Hayden Christensen, I remember, thanked the voice actor for the Clone Wars
for keeping Star Wars alive.
He thanked them.
Yeah, I think.
Now I want to hear your opinion on how
I think
your
Anakin-
fighting point to that.
I think Anakin is a good character.
Oh, not a role model. Don't get me wrong, but
But
Honestly, no.
I don't,
Fuck that. I feel like he would be a good role model.
He is. I don't think he's the greatest character of all time in cinema. I think because, in my opinion, I would separate Vader and Anakin. And that is
Anakin's-
why I don't think
he separates himself into those two identities. I can't separate that because
they are technically one being still.
not even because of that, right? Because I could like say Sentry, like in Marvel, I can see that as 2 characters, right? I can
Sentry.
see like Jekyll and Hyde as 2 characters.
Oh, yeah.
Banner and Hulk, 2 characters.
True.
I don't see Anakin and Vader as 2 characters because
They're just mirrors
at
of
the
each
end
other, really.
Not even. It's a continuation of one thing and one thing only. What is Anakin's main driving force after the Phantom Menace? His love for Padme. What is Vader's driving force after he gets chopped up to pieces and set on fire? His pain and grief over not being able to save Padme. It's
Right.
just 2 phases of his life. It's one continuity of person. He just dissociates so he doesn't have to deal with him.
But that 15 years of Vader being a Sith, I would argue.
Super
'cause-
dark, by the way.
Yeah, it's super dark. Kills millions of people. Tortures a bunch
A
of
lot.
former.
What was the famous
Jedi,
line?
like-
I'm not surrounded by soldiers.
All
I'm surrounded by
is
dead
fear and dead men.
Yeah, I would consider that a separate person from Anakin, because at that point in Vader's life, he doesn't have that love or compassion that
does.
you're kind of talking about.
He does. Would you like to know why he does?
Fighting words.
There's a Vader comic run that starts in 2015, and in that comic run, his temple, his castle on Mustafar, right?
Right.
He builds it on Mustafar because it's a nexus of dark side energy that he can tap into, right? It's on the remains of some ancient site, right? And he finds this mask that an ancient Sith Lord has inhabited.
Oh, I know the
Darth
story.
Moment.
I know the story.
Darth Moment tells him, hey, I can make a portal into the netherworld of the Force. You can get your wife back. And that's why Vader builds his
I want to put a
castle
quick
there.
pause. I love the fact that the only reason there's hell in Star Wars is because Harrison Ford improvised alliance and I'll see you in hell. The only fucking reason the Nether Realm and all that shit exists is because that one improvised line. Continue, please.
But yeah, so Vader, this is well into being Vader. He's in the suit. He's already got his red lightsaber, which means he has bled a kyber crystal, right? This is after he's been hunting Jedi for a bit.
Did he bleed one or did he get a synthetic? Because I know that's a huge divide between Legends and canon and everything.
In
is
Legends,
bleeding.
they were synthetic crystals. Red crystals were only synthetic. In
Right.
canon, a red crystal is a bled lightsaber crystal where you corrupt the good, pure heart, your soul of a
Right.
kyber crystal. But basically,
Such cool lore, by the way.
right?
Yes.
So, on Mustafar, his castle.
Oh, she was
yada,
consistent
yada.
though, because it's a little bit inconsistent with how they do it. Because technically, Dooku has a synthetic. 'Cause he doesn't bleed one because he's not all Sith because he's more political.
Oh
with
no,
it.
he bled it. In
Did he
canon.
bleed one?
In canon?
Is that like new now? Is it official
Yes.
now? Bleeding is the thing.
Yes.
Because I remember the synthetic
Synthetic
shit was
doesn't exist
so.
anymore.
Oh, thank God. Because
Synthetic
that was
is only
so
Legends.
confusing. I'm so glad.
Luke's green lightsaber is Legends. In Legends is synthetic.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But so
Which I wish that stuff was in the main, like the
Is that-
whole idea of kyber crystals and like everything about that. I wish they would put like okay. I hate Rey as a character. I hate Rey as a character. I think Disney really put her through the gutter.
Yeah.
And I think the writing was so bad for her. I don't like the fact that she gets a yellow lightsaber in the end without any indication
Well,
why.
yellow is. Not
Which
really
is the
like-
knowledge keeper in Legends.
yes and
is
no.
the
Yes, yeah, that's a
Jedi
no.
Knight
Sentinel in Legends.
Yeah.
in Sentinel.
Which are just guardians.
But in canon,
not guardians, but
lightsaber. Excuse me. Sorry. There we
burp
go.
counter.
In canon, lightsaber colors don't have meaning like that anymore.
Which is why I'm sad.
Wait, really?
I'm
They
happy.
cut it
Yeah,
out?
no.
Fuck.
It has a different meaning now. So red means you've bled your lightsaber crystal, right?
Right.
White means you have purified a bled lightsaber
Yep.
crystal.
Right.
Any other color other than that is just a natural color because the spirit, the
hate
soul
that.
of that
But that is-
crystal
but that
has
is-
attuned with you specifically. So like that's why a lot of Jedi get blue or green, right?
Right.
But if you look at the High Republic, which is canon, right?
Right.
You have
Oh,
different shades.
that was a oof.
You have shades of blues, greens, cyans, teals, yada yada. You have pinks. You have ambers, yellows, golds. You have
And
you
that
even have
means that means nothing anymore.
no. It's
canon.
just
That's-
a representation of an individual's connection, their unique connection with their lightsaber crystal. Because a kyber crystal, it has a soul. It's a sentient being.
Like, because I remember, because it's like if you look at Legends, it's like, oh yeah, green means you're wise, blue
Yeah,
means you're more
you're a
combat
fighter.
based, red
Yeah.
bleeding, orange you're
You're super strong or
You're
something.
super strong.
Yellow,
and
you're a good spy. Type.
yeah, and like purple,
But
you're
that
you're a
actually-
light user with dark force. If you're orange, you're a dark user that also kind of has
Yeah,
that
yeah.
light.
You know where that comes from?
meditation.
That comes from Knights of the Old Republic when they were trying to standardize what the colors meant for your class choice
Oh.
in a D&D 3.5e type of manner.
And cyan, you're like calm.
Nope. Cyan was just, oh, that's a cool color we added for the second game.
I love the fact that when
Aren't there
lore
cold
about each other.
lightsabers?
Nope. Not
They don't.
anymore.
That's not a thing. Fuck. They had like in one of the Legends, they had a cold lightsaber that apparently in lore wise is more painful than a lightsaber because it's cold. So
Yeah.
it does the cold burn versus
Which is why I wish
cauterized burn.
the cool stuff with lightsabers, with each having their own kind of understanding and thing. It's so good, and now it's like,
So bad.
like
No,
part
it's more
of the respect I
individualized, yeah.
give to oh my god, why am I blanking on the name? who Samuel L. Jackson plays,
Mace Windu.
Mace Windu, is because of the fact that
He wanted a purple lightsaber.
well, he wanted a purple lightsaber, but
I like
the
the
lore
lore,
that they
though.
gave behind it.
I love the lore
which
behind
is
that.
why I can respect Mace Windu as a master. Now that they're saying that, like, oh, it just kind of depends on whatever. It's like it's a cop out. Like I
It
don't.
is, but it
like,
also isn't, right? Because the reason for Mace Windu's purple was because he took the dark side in others and turned it against them, right? So
Right.
it's like, so red, blue together, purple, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's still that for him because his crystal understands him and resonated with him as an individual. So it's not just like you're this type of person, bam, you're stuck with this set color. We already know what color you're getting. It's more like the crystal is going to commune with you.
Then what is the reason why Rey has a yellow one?
Rey has a
They
yellow one
introduced
because
Rey
she's
as the first yellow lady.
Well, no.
That's symbolic, yeah.
Well, no, because Mace Windu technically had a yellow one. Or is that...
No, Plo Koon had a
Or
yellow
sorry,
one.
Plo Koon. Who did I just say?
Koon, you said Mace.
Fuck, my bad. Plo Koon, I meant. My bad.
Plo Koon has a yellow one in Legends.
Yeah.
And he also has
The Jedi Sentinel.
light side force lightning.
Okay,
also
Electric
Legends.
Judgment, I don't fully
Electric
buy into that. That's like, oh no, I promise I'm calm.
He said calmly.
He said calmly.
I promise this isn't the evil Sith lightning. This is the good light side lightning
It's
that I'm
not
using to torture
blue.
somebody.
Don't
It's not
worry,
blue
Rey
or
does it
purple.
better.
Green.
It's
It's Emerald Justice.
It's like green and a yellowish color too.
Oh
Like
my
it's,
god. And then Luke uses it and he's like, no, I'm just using forced light. But no, so on the lightsaber colors, right? Why Rey has a yellow one. She's the last guardian of the Jedi.
Oh my god.
Because she has to safeguard the knowledge that has been passed to her from the Jedi text.
knowledge.
If that's the case, then Luke should have had one.
the
But
knowledge
he
that
wasn't
Yoda
at that
fucking
point in
blows
time,
up.
Because Obi-Wan still exists, Yoda still exists,
No,
Ezra
Luke,
still exists.
Okay, if we're counting Last Jedi, right? He's the last keeper.
Wait,
Jedi
hold on. I just
knowledge.
realized.
Ezra Bridger was alive
Wait, I just realized.
during Return of the Jedi.
I just realized. Wait, is she the last Jedi? Because if Luke's alive,
There's no. Fucking
Ahsoka-
Finn is a Jedi. That's okay.
Yeah, wait,
that's
no,
another
that's not my
reason
point.
why.
He's not a Jedi yet. He's a Force sensitive.
Okay, this is bullshit because not only I don't care what they say about this.
I say he's light aligned. Yes.
With an interview with J.J. Abrams, he said the thing that he had to tell Rey was that he had the Force.
yeah.
Okay,
But the
fact that they
the
made
Force
Leia
does not a
fly
Jedi
through
make.
Okay, then is Leia a Jedi?
She had Jedi training, so yes.
But my point, my
Finn
point
didn't have the training yet. He has the affinity, the natural born ability to use the Force easier than others, but he hasn't gone through the Jedi training. He's a light side aligned Force wielder.
Did Rey go through Jedi training?
Yes,
Yes.
with Luke Skywalker.
Unfortunately, yes. My point was, is she the last guardian?
Leia.
Because technically, Ezra would still be alive because he was younger than.
We don't know if he survives the Ahsoka series
Oh, that's true.
or if Sabine survives.
I swear to God, if they do all this work, making Ezra missing, then giving me a damn heart attack with then bringing him back in Ahsoka, and then if they kill him, I will be so mad.
actor
I've
does-
already
well-
lost canon. I am not losing
His
Ezra
actor
Bridger.
did so good.
Yeah.
Trying to
So bad.
combining it.
I will be okay if they kill him off in a certain way. In a certain way.
Prince Jr. though, love you. You suck though with your opinion on Star Wars. By the way, did you see his interview? It was so incorrect. It gets political.
Was it about how the Force is?
Yeah. We're not gonna get into it. It's a bit political, but it was not. It's stupid.
He
Like,
has a lot of good points. I don't 100% agree with him with everything, but whatever.
he has his right to it. But
That's an off-camera. That's an off-camera
not
discussion.
off-camera conversation because it gets a little political with that stuff.
Yeah,
and
no.
we try to keep it clean here.
I want a Finn movie. I want a movie where Finn is the
they-
damn
are
main
they
character
still
with
doing the
Poe.
Rey movie, or-
Not
They are doing the Rey movie.
Fuck, they're still doing
Why?
it.
They're
Rey
trying to get
is
John.
so bad.
The Rey movie is going to be a Rey and Finn movie. That's what they're shooting for. It's Finn getting his Jedi training and her journey in
But she
being
doesn't
a
even
master.
know. But
and
wait, she
being a
doesn't even
Padawan.
know how to be a fucking.
Well, she's had years of training now at this point.
Excuse me? With whom?
Yeah, I was say with
whom?
who?
With
Then
Leia.
again,
Are you fucking
I forgot
kidding
she's
me?
still taking a
In
life.
between,
forgot.
the Last Jedi and the Rise of Skywalker, she's been training with Leia and with the Jedi text and with the teachings that Luke gave her.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
She
God.
has about the same amount of training Luke had by the end of Return of the Jedi.
Oh god.
He was a neophyte Jedi. I think he was barely eligible to be considered a knight at that point, but he was powerful enough to.
I am sorry, but in my soul, I can't consider Leia a proper Jedi.
She's not a full Jedi. She did not complete her Jedi training. But wait.
We were at
Do you
the 1
consider
hour mark.
Kanan a full Jedi?
Oh,
No.
yeah, that's true.
Okay. Leia's on the same level as Kanan was as Jedi, but Jedi was granted the rank of Jedi Knight by the Force itself.
That's true.
My issue with that is
Or
that
by Yoda, actually, through the Force. Sorry.
Yeah.
the really good thing about
Is Ezra
clones
considered
is
a knight?
it's not only Ezra's journey into being a Jedi, is also Kanan's journey into being a Jedi.
Yeah.
That's true.
What happens with Leia? What is considered canon for Leia's training, and what is considered
Is that
like
so
Leia
Luke
can be
trains
a
her,
protector of
technically,
knowledge for the Jedi. But if that's the case, then the bartender from Force Awakens is technically
Well, no,
because
no.
she has just as much knowledge.
So,
What do you mean? She
all right.
literally is holding Luke's lightsaber.
By the way,
Give it to her.
no, she doesn't have Luke Skywalker. She has Anakin's.
That's
Which, how the
Anakin's.
fuck is that flew off of a fucking cloud planet? How the fuck did they get
there's a
that?
book about that. A janitor actually just picked it up.
Are you kidding me?
Okay, that's funny. That's funny.
Because
that's
it has
funny.
to go somewhere. Leia does have a lot of Leia's stuff is off screen, right? So basically, what happens with her is after Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
I'm sorry,
She
the
finds
fucking
out-
janitor finds Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber. I can't get over that. I did not know that. Cause it's like a fucking tube.
That's canon. That's
Yeah.
true.
Oh
But
my
like
God.
that's so fucking
Do
it's
Assistant
funny.
Vic.
Oh, you were looking that up?
No.
Oh, okay,
no,
okay.
because It's true.
It's just
God.
it's
You
just
can
I-
fact check me on everything I'm saying. By the way, if I'm wrong, I'll eat it. But if I'm
in the comments, eat him alive.
yes.
But
If,
that's
if,
just
no, if I'm wrong, genuinely, I want to be called out because I don't want to be incorrect on this stuff. But like,
that's
as far as
just-
I'm aware, I'm correct on almost everything. here.
That's so fucking funny.
So here's how Leia's story goes, right? Return of the Jedi happens, and she tries to become like the chance, like she gets real deep into the politics side of it, right?
Right. That is
At the
what
same
Kenobi
time-
is.
At the same time,
Oh fucking Christ.
she's getting trained by Luke because Luke is helping her understand the Force within herself so she can control it at least, right? Also, so she can be another like channel of like the knowledge of the Jedi. She's his first student when he tries to rebuild the Jedi Order, right?
Right.
She continues her training up until the point where she has a vision through the Force. She sees the end of her. This is in The Rise of Skywalker, mind you, right? She says verbatim, "At the end of my Jedi path, I sensed the death of my son." So that's why she puts
Well,
the lightsaber down, and she's like, "I don't want my. I'm going to put this off as best I can. How do I avert this future?" The same way Anakin
So
did.
we're gonna sell our son to Luke Skywalker for training,
No.
And he still dies.
and he still dies.
Funny thing,
That's
let's remind-
why she
why-
gave him to Luke, because she thought that if I keep teaching and learning more about being, because part of the Jedi path is teaching another Jedi. That's one of the requirements to be a master. That's why Anakin never achieved the rank of master. He needed to train a Padawan.
And she left.
Exactly. So Leia's
good
like,
reason, too.
I'm not going to train a Jedi. I'm not going to teach him because that's going to further my Jedi path. I don't want my son to die, right?
This is literally the Freya Baldur story from
Yeah,
Norse mythology, where it's like she knew he was gonna die, tried to avoid it, still died.
Exactly. So that's why what's the end of her Jedi path? It's her reaching out to her son one last time through the Force and giving him another spark of light, hope, of goodness when he's Kylo Ren'd up, right? He's fighting Rey off on Kef Bir, the other moon of Endor, right? And that's the end of her Jedi path. She does the most Jedi thing. She reaches out to pull someone back from the dark side, her son. It's an act of love, right?
Yeah, I don't doubt that.
That's the end of her Jedi path. She did the Jedi stuff. She learned the Jedi ways, right? Let's say she ends at Padawan, right? She's still a Jedi because Ahsoka's still a Jedi, right?
Yeah.
Because Kanan is still a Jedi, right? He only ended at Padawan. He was 13 at the end of the Clone War.
And watched his master get gunned down by
In
clones.
two different ways, mind you,
Oh
because
my
the comics
God.
did it one way and the Bad Batch in another.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I just like
How Bleed did
it pisses me off that I
I love the lore of that. He's like he tried to kill her fast because he's still
Yeah, how
liked her.
Bly. Oh,
I just don't understand, like, Rey from the get-go could have had a great story, right?
if they had decided on what it was.
If they decided on what it was. I don't doubt Leia is smart. Leia is a good character, a good political character that resembles Padme, which picks up where Padme left off. I don't fucking... Okay.
If you want to take it into the old Legends way, she's not a Jedi Guardian. She's a Jedi Consular. She's the diplomat Jedi.
If you understand what that means.
Which is good, which is fine. But I swear to God, Sorry.
Knocks over the entire show.
Juan chooses the wizard.
I just genuinely don't understand.
Don't start
like,
her. She wants to do a Harry Potter episode.
Yes,
Call me
I do.
back for that. I'll do it.
Okay.
But
Have you read the books?
Cover to cover, like 8 times each.
I have never read a Harry Potter book.
That
Shame.
doesn't surprise me that you haven't read a book.
Shame. Well, he said in the last episode that he doesn't.
Give me a wand. Give me a wand.
No,
Give me a wand.
I'm not giving you
Give me
my
a
pet
wand.
possessions.
I can do wandless magic. Avada Kedavra.
But like, I love Leia as a character.
Yeah.
I cannot see her as a Jedi Master. I
for
cannot. And I'm sorry, them just pushing off that if that's the case of Rey being like, oh, she got her training from Lena. I'm like, well, hold. The opening of Last Jedi, right?
For the ones in the back,
Leia
Royal
just
Guard.
flies back into the ship.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's
Out of
technically...
nowhere,
okay.
no context, nothing. And then they're like, oh, well, Leia has the Force. That's not a good justification for how she knew how to fly in a fucking
Well, she's
space.
had training on how to use the Force like that. You know where? Wait. If
Then why didn't they
You-
make anything of that?
have you? You know where they did it first?
Oh, fuck.
Rebels.
Yeah.
Kanan does it when Maul fucking opens an airlock on him. You remember season 3 when they're trying to put the holocrons together, right?
Yeah.
And Maul kidnaps the whole Ghost crew.
Yeah.
And he has Kanan alone in the hallway, right? And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to blind you when we last met." And Kanan's like, "Oh yeah, you were just trying to kill me, right?" And Maul's like, "Well, as they say, if at first you fail, try again." Opens an airlock on him, sends him right out.
At that,
Kanan forced Superman's himself back in.
which at that point,
'Cause apparently
Kanan has
realistically-
already went through his journey of relearning the Force and getting back in tune with it.
I read that apparently...
So was Leia. She didn't cut herself off from the Force. She just stopped being a Jedi.
That's true.
In name. The same way Ahsoka stops being a Jedi, but still is using the Force, doing the Jedi stuff.
I don't mean to cut you off. I heard, though, apparently... Unlike a lot of like the movies where you freeze and instantly in space, apparently that's not true. You can actually hold your breath for like a little bit in the vacuum of space, apparently. So that is technically a thing you can do, apparently.
Not for long.
Not for long, but it's not like the movies where you just instantly. Like,
No.
realistically, you can actually still survive for like.
You know what the
a
problem
few,
is?
A little bit.
That's if you have enough gas around you to keep your body from imploding.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
But
Fair point. Fair
And in
point.
Star Wars, that's another thing. In Star Wars, the way the physics works,
Oh my God.
George Lucas specifically has said the reason that there's fire and stuff in space, the reason there's like sound in space and stuff, right,
okay.
is because of how long they've been doing the space travel thing, the amount of emissions and crap coming out of these ships. Space is no longer a complete vacuum like that. It's not
That's
air. It's
smart.
not breathable air, but it's a medium that you can transmit sound through now.
Which is great.
In my lore, in my
Oh
books,
my
I just say there's a space. There's actually a gas that no one can figure out,
Yeah.
just to get the counter on to annoy her.
You don't, Roy.
Yes.
You don't understand. This man talks about his book constantly to the point where I think we should have a counter on the wall because the amount of times he has said in my book, you should.
See, you can't say in your book until it's published.
Thank you. It's been in like worked for what?
Right
12
now,
years?
it's your manuscript. Right now, it's your manuscript, and you can't reference something no one else has seen before.
Do you even have it written down?
Yes, I do.
What I'm saying is, I want to see it, and I want to read it, so you should publish it.
We should have that as a podcast episode. We bring everybody on as special guests for characters.
Yes. Oh, we could do a table read.
We could do a table read.
My one issue is I don't know, with my books I get very like defensive over, not like if you talk shit, like I don't care, like with showing people my work. I don't know, it's like a weird thing I have
Oh,
with that.
that's totally valid.
Like I don't
valid.
trust you, so I don't. It's like an anxiety I have
It's
with.
very personal. It's,
Yeah.
it's an intimate
It's like
thing,
something I
right?
want to finish and then show the published thing.
Exactly, because when it's in its raw state, it's, you know what it is? It's more you. It's more you on the page there. You haven't polished it, refined it, shown them the version that you want people to see of you.
And you're
Yeah.
proud of it, unlike the work in Star Wars.
Unlike, like I wasn't proud of
Last
my.
Jedi.
Like how I wasn't proud of my.
Rise of Skywalker.
Like how I wasn't did it in English.
You can't speak.
Proud of my thesis
Speaking of
proud.
pieces,
I knew that's where that was going to transition because
let's do a set.
we are at an hour and 15. We should probably wrap it up soon. So let's whatever else you guys want to add to
like
this.
the ranking of the Jedi, like past the whole Rey saga. Okay, fine. We can say that Rey is the last person that holds knowledge
Because she has the original Jedi text, and she's read them through.
which cool, great, whatever.
Whatever. it
As
is.
I still don't like what they did with her character.
Oh, no, me neither.
I can't support a character that has no depth, that kind of like brushes off everything. This is why I will defend not Rise of Skywalker. This is
Force
why
Awakens.
Thank you. Which is why I defend Force Awakens.
Welcome, stupid.
Force Awakens was a good introduction to Rey's character, set up a good mystery, set up a reason of why Rey was left, why she has anger management issues, and why
Don't we
she
all?
should have turned to the dark side. And then you get
I
Last
have a
Jedi.
character. I'm kidding.
And then you turn to Last Jedi. And Last Jedi ruins all that stuff by saying, "Oh, your parents don't matter."
Yeah.
And then going, well, she kind of doesn't have anger management issues now, but then proceeds to kill like a whole slew of people.
Which one? The Praetorian Guards?
Yeah. And then on top of which, like, then they tease Darth Ray. They tease Darth Ray, and they do
the fucking
nothing
flick
with
out,
it
The Paul
at all. Like, and then it pisses me off towards the end where they're like, well, Rey's the last Jedi. No, she is not, because clearly, if we are expanding the definition of what a Jedi is, Rey is not the last Jedi.
and of course,
Who do we know of that's still alive at that point?
The kid at the end of it.
oh, yeah,
He's
true.
not a Jedi yet. He hasn't done any. He hasn't been taught
Well,
any Jedi things. He
if-
has the Force. That's it.
If we're going off that, maybe Ezra, maybe Ahsoka. Who else? was there?
Maybe Sabine.
Maybe Sabine.
I think Ahsoka's dead by that point because we hear her voice in the Rise of Skywalker in the
Okay, then
Myriad
Sabine and
Voices.
Ezra.
Ezra and Sabine.
Maybe. I
like-
could see how they
Oh,
make her still be alive. Yes.
Cal Kestis.
Oh,
Good.
I don't see Cal surviving past the third
Yeah.
installment.
No,
of the games.
he was. Yeah,
But
he
Cal-
was good.
That's another thing. Cal is such a great character.
He is.
And the person who voice acts him does
And
such a
vocab,
great
yeah.
job in not
Cameron
only
Monaghan, right?
like
Yep, Cameron
voice
Monaghan.
acting, but also with regular acting.
Yes.
So
He
I
Did the
do not
Joker in
understand.
Gotham.
He does such
Jerome
a
and
good job.
He was
Jerome
also
and who else,
in
Valeska?
Vampire Academy.
And
Like
he's
he
in
was.
Shameless as what's his name? Ian Gallagher.
Yeah.
Amazing, inspiring.
Like
Yeah, he's
he
very
does
good.
such a good job, and it pisses. And then you have Rey.
I love how he
I
fights. He
am
fights
a
such great way.
diehard Finn fan
Yes.
because not only like his story is really good, but the way he interacts with people and the way he continues to have what he did as a stormtrooper still over his head.
Yes.
They show him as a three-dimensional character, and they decide to shelve him for a character that they do not expand depth on, where and also would be a great Jedi for the sheer fact that he has guilt. Rey doesn't have any guilt. Rey has pure anger.
I
Do
don't.
you
I
want me
don't.
to make you angry?
I don't want to divert this
Go for it.
to a political. But did you see what he recently was posting about? I'll tell you after. Okay. It's a bit crazy.
Okay. So I'll make you a little angry right now. So one of the earlier drafts of The Rise of Skywalker has
Oh, I know this.
Darth Maul being the overarching villain, right? He's
Right,
been pulling
which
everything from
would have
the
been
shadows.
great.
Amazing, right? It has Finn getting captured early on in the movie, or like before the midpoint of the movie, I should say, right?
Right. Okay.
He gets captured by the First Order, gets for desertion. They arrest him completely, right? They know
right.
who
Which
he
would
is.
make sense.
They bring him to a labor camp on Coruscant, where he goes in with a bunch of other former stormtroopers and just political
Prisoners.
dissenters and whatnot, right? Anyone that not the Empire, the First Order wants to have in
Right.
prisons. And he's been getting Jedi training from Rey because she's been Jedi'd up a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
They've been kind of learning in tandem with each other. Like she's not fully his master; it's more like they're learning at the same time. Now she's like 2 weeks
Which
ahead
would
of him,
make sense.
right? And he goes and takes that Jedi training stuff, becomes a revolution leader for the prisons on Coruscant, right next to the Jedi Temple as a backdrop for this whole revolution happening, while Rey is turning to the dark side and Ben Solo is turning to the light side, and they're balancing out each other yet again, fighting each other, but now on different sides.
Ooh, that would have been so good. Oh god, she's freaking out.
And then
I could see
Darth
the
Maul
anger.
has to get his
And
ass
what they
kicked.
decide to do is bring Finn to a casino.
What
And,
they decide to do is the Avengers, but Star Wars.
and then sideline him yet again.
They do a fucking cavalry
They-
charge.
They practically
ship.
kill him. They're like, oh, he's so injured to the point where he can't get up.
Uh-huh.
And then what does he do in Rise of Skywalker? Which Ray
Cavalry
saying, which
That's all he
I'm
does.
saying, Ray being a Skywalker,
She's not scared. She's a Palpatine.
She-
Fight me.
she's not even a Palpatine. I wouldn't even go that far. I
she is. She
say
is
Ray
Palpatine.
is just Ray should have been a Skywalker to begin with Han and Leia,
Yeah.
because it should have been the balance out between light and dark.
Yep.
But no, what they decide to do, instead of being like, we dropped Ray off because we are afraid
Do I
of
see
the
the
power
balance
of
between
Ben.
light and dark? Read my.
Oh my god. Like,
Just a piss.
it would have been a better story if they were like, the reason why that Han and Leia, instead of just having a weird disagreement about their son, had a disagreement about what they should do with Rey. They drop Rey off because they don't know what to do, and Hans goes off, so they have no way of Ben harming any of their family.
Yep.
But instead, they're like, Rey doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. She's just the last Jedi. Why is she the last Jedi?
I agree with almost all of that, except for the way of Han and Leia dropping her off. I think after having seen how far they had come as characters in the original trilogy, right? Having them already have like the Ben Solo failure, I think is already like kind of pushing up against the buck of like what you can have them fail as characters. If you have them fail with another child as well in a different way. Yes.
Grogu.
What about him?
Wouldn't he still be alive technically?
We don't know if he survives. You don't know what happens in Heir to the Empire.
You think they're gonna kill baby Grogu?
They won't have the balls to
He
do it.
might
He's
not
too
go
marked-
Jedi.
he's
He
too
might not
marked.
go Jedi. He might be just
But he is a
full Mando.
Force user
Okay.
who has had Jedi training by Luke. So would he not be a Jedi then? Of course, he's a Mandalorian too.
If he
but he could be.
if he chooses to remain a Jedi, then yes.
Don't forget, the first Mandalorian was a Jedi.
Well, no, the first Jedi Mandalorian was Tar Vizsla. Not the first Mandalorian. The Mandalorian.
Wait, I thought the first Mandalorian was like a Force user Jedi.
No. You're thinking Tar Vizsla, right?
I think so.
The
Yes.
creator of the Darksaber?
Yes.
No, so that was the first Mandalorian inducted into the Jedi Order.
Oh, okay.
About 1,000 years before the events of the original trilogy.
Okay.
In that case, do you think that anybody, regardless of like their Force user status, can use a lightsaber properly?
Yeah, they can.
Technically, anybody could. If you know your sword, you can
okay,
use a
not
lightsaber.
anybody. Somebody that has the time to train with this weapon can become proficient with it. Yes, but you don't need to be Force sensitive to become proficient with it.
Which makes perfect sense, because it's a normal weapon that can turn off and on.
Well, not exactly.
Well-
It's so there's two different ways to look at it, right? There's the way that George originally envisioned the lightsaber as being in the original trilogy.
Katana.
They weren't. Well, no, they weren't.
Remember, he wanted the guy from the Japanese guy.
yeah.
I forgot his name. Oh, what's his name? He originally wanted him as Ben Solo because it was all based off of samurai flicks.
No, yeah, but like the way that like everyone thinks of a lightsaber as a weightless blade, right?
Oh god, I saw.
it's-
Did you see the
it's plasma
corridor?
in
Did
there.
you see
It's
the
just-
corridor digital video when they talked about with the sword guy about the lightsabers? I'm like, he's like, it's made of light. It's a weightless weapon. It's the hilt has weight. You have to
but
swing
the
that shit
blade-
around.
The blade is
And
weightless,
it's not
right?
light.
So
it's plasma, which has
Exactly.
weight technically.
But it has weight, but also
There's gonna be a scientist here that's gonna be
you're
like,
not gonna
actually,
feel it. It's like you're not going to feel the weight of the blade of the lightsaber. You'll feel the weight of the hilt. But George originally also conceptualizes it as it's a jet that's pushing backwards into you. Like the lightsaber hilt is a goddamn projectile with a tail that's coming out, right? That's why it took a Jedi to learn how to master it, because you have to deal with the gyroscopics of that every time you move it even a little bit.
the gyro gun.
But
If you guys don't know what that is, it's a pistol that shoots rockets I'll put a picture on screen. It's pretty cool.
But
They actually apparently use that. Fun fact: the White Feather from Vietnam, if you guys know who that is, who was basically the best sniper to ever live.
Vietnam.
Well, so the White Feather is basically the best sniper to ever live in
Yeah.
the world. He apparently carried one on one of his the mission from his book where he had to crawl like 20 miles on his stomach to snipe somebody. Apparently, he had a gyrojet pistol on him when he did that. So there may or may not be a confirmed kill for that. That's silent. Sorry, we probably should wrap up soon.
okay.
We are at an hour and 20, and you know
Gotcha.
our
All
teacher does not like that it is an hour and 20 minutes long. So let's get some final points out here.
All right. Cool. So
This is not the one and only episode. This is gonna be I'm gonna title this the first Star Wars episode,
Part 1.
part
P1.
one, basically, and then we'll do other ones where we go into other stuff and more stuff.
I hate Rey. I hate Rey so much.
And I
hate what
love
they
the
did
Clone
with
And
Rey.
I don't-
I love the potential she had.
Yeah, I don't blame Daisy Ridley for it.
not at all.
I can't blame
She
any
tried,
of the
she
actors
tried.
for it.
No, the actors brought a passion and a love to it that
Yeah.
they can't be praised enough for.
Yeah, and that's why I was so disappointed because you have things like this trilogy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then you turn around and you have things like Rogue One,
Oh yes.
Oh, that's
and you
so good.
like
So
Rogue
good.
One is such a good underrated
Vietnam
Star
stuff
Wars
they
movie.
popped into there was so good.
It
and
was
the World
so
War II
good.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like, and even to an extent, the Solo movie was like it's okay
The
It's
Solo
not
for
movie,
what it
you know what it is? It's a heist movie in Star Wars that features a character we know and what happens to him later on. That's all.
Yeah.
And
It's
if
not
we
bad.
take it that way, it's a beautiful movie. It's
Yes.
a well done Western heist movie.
The thing is, they annoy you with a lot of little details. Just like, it doesn't really matter. Little details.
And that post credit scene was
Your name is Han
Han.
Solo. It's like just
Yeah,
name Han Solo. You know,
they
that's
didn't
kind
need
of a
to
pointless
answer
thing.
a lot of those questions that no one was asking. you know?
Yeah, like it's just I don't understand
How he
where
got his blaster. The guy
I
just
know the change of
dismantled
direction,
something, and here
the
you go.
change of direction, the change of producers, all those changes really affected the movie. And if that was the case, then they should have waited until they found a director that went along with their views.
To
for
play
Last
off
Jedi.
of that, I feel like that's a very big point. That Star Wars has way too many producers and directors that's causing a lot of issue because there's such a difference in quality when you go from like Andor to like Obi-Wan show.
They're-
Like it's night and day quality because of who they're hiring.
They've
They really
seen
should
that
need
and
to
they're
have
curbing it.
continuity.
They're curbing that now. Dave Filoni, in the past year or so,
So he got promoted.
he got promoted to the chief creative executive of Lucasfilm.
He should have had that a while ago.
Yeah.
So he's basically in charge of all the creative continuity stuff, right? So however the timeline
He
unfolds,
deserves it. He knows
he
what
gets
he's
final
doing.
say on the creative side of that. Right
should
now,
have done
Kathleen
that
Kennedy
ages ago.
is still the business side of it. I think I've
Is she
heard rumors.
retiring or not? There's so much shit saying she's retiring.
it's all
other
rumors
shit,
right now.
no,
I'm
like
not-
it's so confusing.
I'm not going to believe one way or the other. I will say that some of her decisions I haven't fully agreed with. I don't personally believe that she gets Star Wars.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
she understands,
She understands
movie
movie
making,
make, yeah.
but not Star Wars as a specific like IP.
Which makes sense because the only person
yeah.
that really knew Star Wars is George Lucas because
And then Dave Filoni,
and then
'cause
Dave
he-
Filoni understood, and,
And-
even Sam Witwer he understood Star
Sam
Wars.
Witwer- and you know what? Even to a degree, like what's his name, Freddie Prinze.
Yeah,
He gets-
he understood. He understood what was supposed to be.
A lot of people like Hayden Christensen, Matt Lanter, Ashley Eckstein. They because
They
they're
understood
like living through it, right? I think
Kathleen kind of just got the IP, and it's like, okay,
and
we're
you know
in
what?
movies.
You know, George actually cherry picked her to be.
Did he really?
He did because you know what?
Fucking horrible decision, George. Jesus.
They're friends. They've been friends.
George.
No. But it's because what else has she produced?
I don't know actually.
Spielberg movies,
shit,
E.T.,
really? Oh, shit.
Jaws, stuff like that
I
is
don't know.
her.
She really did. She did that. I didn't know that.
Maybe not Jaws. I'm
But
not
she
sure that far back.
produced though, instead
She
of
produced. That's what she's basically doing for Lucasfilm right now. But I think
Who do we blame for these bad stories?
Disney.
who do we? Well,
Disney with really bad timelines.
to a degree, you blame Disney, and to a degree, honestly, okay. This might be a controversial take.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna
Quit.
say it's not a who's to blame thing. It's a now everything is being taken more seriously thing. Because look, if you look back at Legends, there's a lot of books that are not good.
Yeah, there's
a lot of books that
I remember there was a
contradict left and right. Chewbacca gets killed by a freaking moon getting dropped on him on or something.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's a way to go.
There's a
though.
bunch of stuff that doesn't
There's
make
sex
sense.
with an alien in one
The
comic.
Yuuzhan Vong are not Star Wars like feeling villains. They feel like Star Trek villains in a Star Wars universe. That whole 30-something years of the Yuuzhan Vong or whatever, that makes no sense to me in a Star Wars respect. It's fun, but it doesn't feel Star Wars, you know? So like there's a bunch of stuff in Legends that is about the same quality that we're getting from Disney. It's just that stuff wasn't looked at and held to the same standard.
Yeah.
I think our standards have been lifted because it's Disney, because we know that. So there's a little bit of there's growing pains, and I think the growing period has lasted maybe a little too long, but I want to see where it goes.
Yes, I
But
do.
I think
That's a
it's their
great place to
decision.
like
Yeah.
bring it to our ending point here.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You have a final point you want to throw in there?
My final point is that if you're going to have the IP and have the care and have the responsibility of a large franchise like Star Wars, like Marvel, like Power Rangers. They're making a new Power Rangers show. If you're going to
Let's see how
have
that goes
if
after
you're
the
going to have a
movie.
legacy franchise, you have to live up to those expectations. You have to take it not only with serious but with passion. And it's now coming to those things where people are still blaming COVID with the whole production thing and
As
everything.
so me and Roy are actually filmmakers. To throw in that's so stupid. The COVID thing, people, that's a bullshit
And
thing.
if that's the case,
Like,
then you
it's
could have
not
had
affecting
more
us.
time to write better Star Wars and
You know what's
have that
fucking us
passion
up?
for
The
it.
strikes. The strikes are what's fucking us up. And there's
No,
another one coming apparently.
It's funny because they act like they need to churn out something every few months. And
That's
I'm
so
like,
true.
We waited 16 years between the original trilogy and the prequels.
Mm-hmm.
George Lucas drops a line about the Clone Wars in
And
New Hope.
we waited 13 years for the sequels
Yeah.
as well. Like, can
We had
wait.
the Clone Wars to hold us over.
of course, yeah,
between.
but that's a show.
But still, like, we don't need the volume that we're getting. I enjoy that we're getting Star
Yeah.
Wars, but I don't.
Problem is the quality is.
I don't want it to be rushed. I don't want
Mm-hmm.
it. I think they should be willing to take their time because they'll make the money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Make
they'll
it back.
make
And
for
that's the
us.
problem with every single studio now. Is like
That's
they
why I
are
hate-
churning out so much content at such a lower quality,
'cause
and
they-
it's becoming CW.
It's
It
because
is
they
be-
spent so much on the IP because they bought Star Wars for $12 billion. They needed to start putting movies out immediately because their shareholders.
It's kind of like
wanted
why
returns.
I don't hate, but I like distaste superhero movies now because like Marvel
Yeah.
churned out 11 movies in 9 years of superhero shit. Plus
but they had
DC,
a plan
plus
for those.
everybody.
They had
But,
a like when you look at Marvel and DC, Marvel had a plan for those movies, which is
did.
why I like the Feige brothers, and which is why I
Well,
like
Russo brothers.
the Russo brothers. But I like
Isn't
Feige
the
as
Kevin Feige.
as a person. I like Feige.
Yes.
But then, like now, we're turning into the era of there's so much Marvel movies where they're not doing anything with their
Yeah.
new characters.
Yeah.
And it's disappointing. Like,
feel like
Shang-Chi was a good movie,
think-
but it was sandwiched in between really bad movies to the point where it wasn't
You
good.
know what I think they should do? I think Marvel should do what. Oh wait, technically they do that. I was gonna say make more shows than movies, but they do that already.
They do that,
do that
but
already.
they're not putting love into the shows.
Yeah.
I think
And-
Well,
Star
now
Wars.
they are. They're starting to. They just created Marvel Television as its own entity with Daredevil Born Again.
Thank God.
I heard that was
that's-
good. Heard
It's
that
a
was
good show. But again, Daredevil was already the part of the reason why I think Daredevil is doing a good job is because it was a pre-established show on Netflix with Iron Fist and The Punisher and with Jessica Jones
Heard
and
Iron
Luke
Fist was
Cage.
not a good show.
Those were good. Those to me were good shows because they cared and had the time for them. Now with Star Wars, you're having I love that they're having all these different storylines and characters, and that's great. But if you're going to do that, you need to take the time to go through it. And if you're not taking the time with it, it's not going to be received well. And that is why Disney is kind of floundering for anything. They are now remaking shit that they shouldn't be remaking to try and get more money.
I hate
They're
that. I hate
they're
the
putting out
reboots.
horrible writing. They're not adding anything to their pre-established characters. They are not capitalizing on what they already have. And that is really disappointing.
I really hate remakes now. I feel like you should not remake a movie unless it was like a bad movie. that can be like if it was a horrible movie that has a cult following, remake it. If it's like a successful movie,
Yeah.
don't fucking
And if
remake
you're
it.
going to remake it-
the sequel
Make like a
trilogy.
And if you're going to remake it, add crap to it.
Add a
Add
lot
your
to
own
it.
style to it.
Yeah.
That is what I can give at least Beauty and the Beast with.
Maybe
They
like-
added stuff to Belle's character. Even though Emma Watson was a horrible choice for casting, I will admit
our
that.
assistant is making a face
Due
to
to
that
her
comment.
singing. If you're going to
making a
cast
face
a
with the
Belle,
comment,
they
but-
have to sing and not use autotune too much. And that's
Yes.
in my personal opinion. But
No personal
when
opinions here.
when you look at things like Snow White,
Oh no! Don't.
And
bring
when
it
you
up.
look
Don't-
at things-
don't go. Let's not go that.
and when you
route.
look at things like The Lion King, what made Lion King successful in the original?
The originality of it, the music, the
The saturation,
Yeah.
the comedic element to it, the fact that they had voice actors.
Not just actors that were put in a sound booth.
Correct.
Yeah.
Like they cared about the project, not because it was another check.
Mufasa, I am your father.
It is.
Everything the light touches is our kingdom.
Yeah.
James Earl
Like-
Jones.
It is
R.I.P..
such. And then you have Dial of Destiny for Indiana Jones.
Why isn't Eddie Murphy in Star Wars?
It is
I don't know
horrible.
why I thought about that. Why isn't Eddie Murphy in Star Wars?
Dial of Destiny was the
Why isn't Jackie Chan in
worst.
Star Wars?
Was a horrible
You have
movie.
Donnie Yen.
Yeah. Was a horrible movie. And why? Because Disney didn't give the love it mattered for it.
Produced by Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah. Like they don't care about their productions. And it's disappointing. It is disappointing to
I
me
think-
as somebody who loves to write.
I think it's not that they don't care about the productions. They care about the wrong part of the production. They care about what they think is going to hit the most quadrants to make the most money off of this one thing, not what is going to further the legacy of the IP that they're working with.
Yeah. Like it is extremely disappointing. It's just that is why I've lost kind of passion for Star Wars. Cuz it's like at this point you're not making a storyline or characters to resonate with people. You're making it to churn it out for your shareholders.
Yeah.
And if you're going to continue to do that, which is fine, then make a damn show.
Yeah.
Then make a limited series. If you don't want to develop something, make a limited series. And it's not like it hasn't been done before with Disney.
Yeah.
Then
So Obi-Wan
like,
might
go
get
for it.
season 2.
Which it shouldn't. Obi-Wan
I love the Obi-Wan show.
The Obi-Wan show was good, but you should leave it as it is. Disney needs to take a break. If you're going to end a story, leave it alone.
I think if they give us a season 2 that doesn't go back to the Obi-Wan and Leia or anything, right? Give us not even Obi-Wan and Luke. I don't want to see anything with Luke. I want Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon. I want a limited series of his spiritual journey of the Force and learning how to be a ghost, and then cut it there.
Yeah.
That's all we need.
Maybe some like prequel stuff with them.
Oh,
what I
they're
mean?
actually going to be giving us a little bit more prequel stuff with that new game, Zero Company. That's Clone Wars era.
Wait, is that game like a story? I thought that was like a strategy
No,
game.
It's a strategy game, but it has a story. It's like Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm led to believe, at least.
I hope so.
There's a whole like plot line to it. Each of these characters have. Like,
I remember when they were supposed to
motivations
make
and
Old
stuff.
Republic remastered.
That's actually still being worked on by exactly 2 developers right now. Like 2 people right now. 2 people. That's all they have working on it. But you know what? Speaking of Baldur's Gate, just give me Baldur's Gate but flavor texted as Knights of the Old Republic as the remake. I'm happy.
Oh, that's Steve's counter.
I don't know. Bless you.
Salud.
But
All right. With that, I think we should wrap up. We're at like an hour and 40 minutes.
oh god.
I mean, our professor is going to be not
Michael?
very happy with that. With the length, I'm going to have a fun time editing this, but I mean, it shouldn't be that bad. We haven't said anything crazy, so I don't have to cut anything. Unfortunately, as you all saw with the vampire episode, we said some things we had to cut out. Nothing super bad. I guess it'd be like, ooh, but just
Where
like,
you
you know.
I,
See what I deal with? See what I deal with? Look,
I am a nice, innocent person. I'm still mad that Ray is a character. Stop focusing on Ray. God damn it.
all right, all right.
Sorry. I need to calm down.
If I can say one last thing real
Yes, you
quick. Sorry, Mr. for, you know,
beep, 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 beep.
I may or may not be... I took a little while to get on this show. You know me in punctuality and untimeliness with things, so...
It's fine.
I'm going to
Everything
bleep
is
the
fine.
name, but you know who you are. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you
I'm talking
guys.
to our.
Thank you, Roy, for
Thank you,
coming
Roy, for
on.
coming.
I love it. I'll be back whenever you
He's gonna be back. We're gonna do more Star Wars episodes. It's just while we're having to do assignments, we're kind of cutting for time. Of course, when we're free from the bonds of school, these are gonna be 2-hour episodes.
And by we, he means he, because I unfortunately have another year. These two people are graduating. By the time this episode comes out,
Probably.
they're about. And our assistant
3,
Vic.
we have our assistant.
And our assistant Vic. Vic, come on to the camera. So by the time this episode comes out, all 3 of these guys will be graduating. And
But don't worry, this series is going to continue.
It will continue.
For you guys, technically for us, it's episode 3. If you understand the work, the school style. For you guys, it's only episode 2. Trust me, we're going to do more episodes. We're going to touch into a lot of topics.
We're definitely going to do that.
So if you want the reason why the first 2 episodes for you guys is all jumbled and messed up, blame our school because we have to follow their rules and do all this crazy shit. After this is dropped live, we are free to do whatever we want.
Yes.
Of course, we're gonna keep our roots. No politics, no crazy shit. Have fun. I'm not saying we're going unhinged. As soon as we hit episode 3, we're unhinged. We're doing Joe Rogan's.
Unhinged.
You are inviting me on a non-school sponsored show. I will be off
I
all
am going to have to send.
Unhinged.
Basically letting you.
Yes.
If you think episode 2 was cut up weirdly, get ready for the next episode. Apparently, they've already oh god.
Yeah.
Clone.
But anyway, as I was saying before, I was interrupted by my co-host.
We're ending.
Can I say something about you guys?
40
Can
minutes.
I say something
We were
about
supposed to end.
I was going to say
Hey.
something nice about you guys
Let
graduating.
Katie talk.
We were supposed
Let
to
Katie
end 10
talk.
minutes ago. And
Thank you,
kept
Roy.
talking.
We've been
Thank you.
talking over her a
Let
lot.
me
Let her
talk.
talk. Let her talk.
Let me talk.
Let her speak.
As I was saying,
Anyway, thank you
These
guys
three-
so much for watching. I'm kidding. Go ahead. Go.
Shit.
Dessert.
as I was saying, these 3 people are graduating. These 3 people have helped me throughout my time here at FDU, and I want to say that I love each and every one of these people. They're finally doing what they want in life. Vic still is going for her master's, so Vic.
Kitty.
Okay,
Kitty.
let me fucking.
2 things. Two things. You're acting like this is the last time you're on this show. You were literally the co-host. Second of all,
This is the last episode before y'all graduate.
that literally. I hope you know this. That literally means nothing to these people.
It
This
means
is episode
something
2.
to me.
They have had no character
Okay,
development
fine,
to love
fine,
us.
fuck all you. Fine.
Katie,
Fine.
I love you. Shut the hell up. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is not the
Bye.
end. I know she made it sound like it's the end. This is not. She's still the co-host. She's still coming back. You're going to see all these people in the future. You're going to see way our people, my boys, who some of you may know. Whoever's watching this that has been waiting for this episode, you're coming on here too. Thank you guys so much for watching.
I'll probably be the next guest host.
Probably.
Yes.
Next episode, who knows what it is. Put it in the comments what you want to see. Of course,
Yes.
like I said, this is the Mishmash. It's whatever the fuck happens. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Jay.
I'm Katie.
I'm Roy.
That's
I'm
Vic.
your assistant.
And we are the Mishmash. Thank you so much.
Good night, guys.